What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And today I want to talk about Starfield. I've put about 12 hours into the game, and I felt like this is an appropriate amount of time to give some real constructive thoughts on the game because I know what to expect. I know what it has to offer. I'm probably only like five main quests into the game. I've done a lot of side quests. Haven't really joined a faction yet. I've kind of like sprinkled a little bit of my load in each one. Okay, that's weird. But I've kind of experimented with all of them, but I haven't really full on done a quest for really any of the factions. So I'm still very, very early on. I don't own any property. I haven't really built a ship. I've added things to my ship. But anyway, so I'm into the game a little bit. Really, I just want to talk about it in this video. So if you like Starfield and Starfield related content, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video, sub to the channel, we really would appreciate it. And yeah, let's talk about Starfield, man. What do I have to say about the most ambitious game that Bethesda has ever created? I was watching a review by Game Ranks with Jake Baldino, and he said something that I think probably sums up my feelings on this game. This is Starfield is a Bethesda-ass Bethesda video game. And what he means by that is that if you've played a Bethesda game before, you're going to fit right into this game. And that's not really anything bad. It's not really any like a negative in any kind of way. But this is very similar. This is a very similar type of game that you've played before. Now, don't get me wrong. That, again, I know it sounds negative. I don't mean it that way at all because it's not. I think Bethesda, when they are at their height, they make really, really good games. Now, we're not going to talk about Fallout 76. But pretty much everything else, and sometimes even people would say Fallout 4 is not that great, even though I think Fallout 4 has got a lot of redeeming qualities to it, even though there is a lot of negative things on it. I think all in all, Bethesda, when they're making great games, they make really great games. And so Starfield is, I would say, in that category, man. Listen, I'm having a decent time with it. I've like I said, I've put about 13, 14 hours into it. I might have said 12, 13, or 14. I don't know. I stayed up super late last night playing it, which I have a little story to that I'll say towards the end of the video. But I put a good bit of time into it, and, you know, I got a lot of thoughts, man. I think that criticism going to this game was the exploration, that you're not going to be able to explore an entire planet. That is false. That is very, very false. Listen, actually, you know what? I was going to say this at the end of the video, but I'll talk about it now. I was doing this main quest, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about if you've been playing the game, but essentially I'm looking for this artifact, and I don't want to get too spoilery into the meat and potatoes of the story in this game, but I was sent to look for this artifact on this blizzard type planet. I mean, it looks like a freaking blizzard was going through the whole thing, and I felt like I was walking forever to find my objective. It wasn't really giving me a specific place to go to. I had to keep searching and looting. I was coming across like caves and abandoned research facilities and things like that, but I could not find my objective. And I ran on that shit for 3 hours, and I'm not kidding. I started playing at 8 p.m. I didn't find what I needed until like after 12 o'clock in the morning. And that's a lot of time, bro. Honestly, that's way too much time. There's so much exploration in this game. You can explore pretty much the entirety of a planet. Now, are there some restrictions? Of course there is. If you go a little too far, you see these pop-ups. I haven't seen any yet. I've been running forever, and I haven't got any pop-ups on my screen saying that I've ran too far, I'm at the edge of the map, or anything like that, or you need to go back to your ship. This game is huge, and these planets are really, really enormous. Some of them can be vibrant. Like the Blizzard planet I was talking about, not super vibrant, but there is a lot of things trying to kill you. It kind of gets a little annoying because you can, especially at this point, like I think I'm a level 12 right now, so I'm shitting on everything that comes my way. Nothing can fucking touch me. But yeah, that just tells you how big the game is. And by the way, just a sidebar, Elena Pierce, she used to work for IGN, and now I think she's over at CD Projekt Red on her YouTube channel. I'll try to put it in the description of this video. But she actually did a test to see if you can actually travel to a planet in space, right? Because another criticism is that you can only fast travel. You got to pull up a menu and fast travel to each planet. No, you can actually fly to the planet, but it takes real-time hours to get there. I think it took her like 7 hours to get from where she was to Earth or Mars or something. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole video, but I was kind of reading an article about it. And I mean, so it's not ideal, but you can do that if you want to. I think there is a thing of too much realism in games, right? Like, like that was a criticism. Like, I got to bring it up in Red Dead 2, where the way you pick things up in that game, and it's kind of slowed down. It's not like in Horizon Forbidden West where you can just run past it, hit square or X, and it picks up the materials. So but there is a thing that's too much realism, and that much time to pass from going from one planet to the next, that is a lot of time. But you can do it. So there's a little sidebar. I don't know if that adds or takes away from Starfield, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Um, let's get down to gameplay, because I'm sure that's what you're seeing a lot of on the screen here. I know I got a couple shots of me just running for a little bit, but let's talk about gameplay, and this kind of goes along with frame rate as well. So I'm kind of going back and forth between Xbox and PC. Now, let me just say I'm playing on Xbox Series X, and I'm also playing on PC. However, my PC is not a powerful rig. At most, I would say it's slightly above average. I'm not really going to get into specifications. If you'd like to know, I could put it down in the comments for you. But so I obviously, right off jump, it's definitely a way smoother experience on PC. I'm at least getting anywhere between 60 to 75 FPS. I know there's some people can get higher than that, and if you can, that's awesome. 60 to 75 is more than enough for me. I have had dips to go down to 45, anywhere between 45 and 55, but it was still a pretty smooth experience, and it is a smoother experience in Xbox. However, I kind of had some criticism when I first started the game. When I was playing the game on Xbox, it actually does run pretty steady at 30 FPS. There's some drops here and there. I have some stutters. I've had a couple glitches, some enemy glitches. The AI is horrible in this game at times. But other than that, though, it's a pretty smooth experience. And that kind of transitions into the actual gameplay of the game here. It's decent. It's not crazy good. It does feel a bit floaty. I don't feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe you guys can give me a little bit more to it, but I feel like the combat is not as brutal here. Like, yes, there's blood, there's impact. It's actually pretty cool. Like, if you there's a dead body on the ground, you can shoot it, and the body reacts to the bullet. I love stuff like that. That's real time bullet damage that I really really like in games. But it's not as gory. I don't think you can really blow off any limbs or blow off any heads, and I could be wrong about that. So maybe you guys have. If you have, let me know. But it's okay too. Like, I'm not expecting it to be like that. Like, you have Fallout for a reason, right? Fallout, Skyrim, this fantasy RPG, and then with Fallout, this post-apocalyptic world. These are brutal worlds, so you expect the combat to be brutal. So I let it go a little bit, but that is one thing I noticed. But the shooting feels responsive. I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't think it's like, it doesn't feel like it has a lot of heft to it. But you can always tell how good a game's combat is how the shotgun sounds and how that feels to use it. And it feels like it does some damage, but it doesn't exactly sound like it does some damage. It feels like it feels like I'm shooting like a pea shooter or something. But it's not. It's definitely not bad. It's definitely serviceable. And honestly, the 30 FPS on console is more than serviceable to play the game. Matter of fact, that's where I've really put a lot of my time. I really haven't really have time to really play on PC. It's just been easy for me to just sit on my couch with my Xbox Series X and play it at 30 FPS and just, enjoy the ride and enjoy the ride I have. And the environments look good. The visuals, they look pretty good. Let's talk about the facial expressions, man. Listen. There's people, again, criticism going to the game. The facial expressions look bad. They look stiff. Do they look a little stiff? Yeah, they do. But honestly, nothing different than what I've seen in other Bethesda games. But the facial animations to me, man, especially on like main characters and people that you come into contact with on a normal basis, I think they all look good to me. They look decent. And I'm not white knighting for Bethesda. I think this is an old ass engine. I think they definitely should have waited till they upgraded their engine before they made Starfield, because I think it would have been an overall better experience. But I think the facial animations look damn good. They look way better in Fallout 4, dude. I think Fallout 4, everybody looks like an old-ass snapping turtle. Like, look at the way their faces look. It looks so bad to me. Like, I played a little bit of Fallout 4 to get ready for Starfield. And I'm playing it. I'm like, man, these facial expressions they're not it. These are not good. So I think they definitely improved on that front by a landslide, man. The audio in this game, just to go through our next thing. The audio in this game is stellar. Taking off in your ship is awesome. You can't take off on your ship physically. You have to watch a cutscene. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me too bad. I think that what this game does, I think it does so much more than like the likes of Starfield, Star Citizen, things like that. And that's Starfield, my bad. No Man's Sky and Star Citizen. And that's no diss on those games. But see, that was another criticism that okay, well, No Man's Sky they could do they could do this seamless driving, landing on a planet, and all this other stuff. Yeah, but look at all the content Starfield has, and look at all the content No Man's Sky has, and you tell me which one's the more intuitive game. And that's the thing, like Starfield, even though it does feel very familiar, it is very intuitive. There's a lot going on. I mean, I had and that brings me to like quest lines, right? Like I've had some quest lines that are so damn good. Like the stories have been so riveting, and I wanted to see what happened next. And these are just side content. I give you a prime example. I went to this planet. I think it was on Mars actually, and there's like a mining squad down in this pit. I went to talk to the lead guy. He said they needed new mining materials, but the higher ups won't give it to him. Can we convince them to do it? So I go on this quest line trying to get this guy new mining materials for his job site, and it puts me on this quest to talk to a governor who's doing some shady shit behind everybody's back, and you can blackmail him. You get into a trouble with like a fleet. You can it's just really out there. And by the end of it, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I was able to get the mining group the equipment they needed to finish their job. And man, it was just like, it put me on this long quest and made me like, wow, like this quest, it took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to do. And this was completely off the golden beaten path. And I thought that was really, really interesting, man. And I think that, I was hearing people leading into this game that they put like 50 hours to the game and barely done any like main quests. And I was like, wow, really, guys? Like, really? I get it. I get it 100%. And if that's how you play it, I'm not saying it's a bad way to play. Now, I will say you probably should play the first 5 to 8 missions, main quest, first before you really do a lot of exploring. Like, I'm only like 5 main quests in. But I just got to a big point in the story. So I'm probably going to do just like other shit for now. But yeah, this game's massive, man. I'm hoping to do more videos on this. I know I probably sound like I'm rambling, and I'm sorry about that. But this game is really good, man. I'm really happy that this game turned out to be a pretty decent experience. It's not a lot of bugs. The AI kind of sucks, but they need, that's just stuff they can do in an update to fix that. But I will say though, like these higher level enemies, I've gotten killed a couple times, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm mopping the floor with everybody, but sometimes the AI is kind of dumb. You'll be standing kind of next to them, they're facing another way, they're shooting at some other shit, so it can be a little frustrating on that front. But I mean, to be honest with you, I've died a lot too by just people, especially by these higher level enemies as well. So this game is good, man. I don't think any of the criticisms that I've seen going into this game have really put a sour note on my experience. I've enjoyed this game. It has a lot to offer. I see the gripes. I see some of the things that could be better, but I think it has a lot to offer, man. And I mean, like I said, this is a Bethesda game. This is what they do. They make these big, huge open world experiences, and they just put you in the middle of it and say, go do it, And I think it's really cool that you can have 50 to 60 hours, if not more than that, of gameplay and not even touch a main quest. And that's pretty wild to me that you can do all that and not even touch a main quest. So I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm really happy that Xbox put this one out. I'm excited for Xbox. I'm glad you guys and that community have finally got a game that can kind of compete a little bit with Sony. I'm not saying that it's going to, and I don't think it always has to be a competition either, but I'm glad this one's turning out in a good way. So I'm excited to do a review after that. I'll probably talk about it on this week's episode of the podcast, but I really just want to talk about it on camera here. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get off here before I keep rambling on. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about Starfield. I know that the official release date is in 2 days, so if you guys haven't played it yet, I think you're in for a treat. I think if you like Bethesda games, you're in for a treat, and I don't see you being disappointed with this one. But if you have been playing it early, let me know your thoughts down below. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Stay dead, my friends.
Namely, you know too much. Wait, really? Even if I don't go to jail? That's where you're wrong. This isn't getting us anywhere. Sorry, but I gotta do this my way. And that means you need to die.
Anyone not happy with having to kill Hank, but he left us with no other choice.